This came out of nowhere. This past,
Nowhere.
not even this past. I think this came out yesterday. Like just on Twitter, going through the feed. Oh, look at all the people getting canceled, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, bam! These images of Batman Beyond in the style of Into the Spider-Verse just pop up on my screen, and I'm going, "Oh my gosh, they're making a Batman Beyond? Like I haven't thought about that since like the Return of the Joker VHS that I owned when I was like 8 years old. Like I haven't thought of Batman Beyond in years. They're doing a Batman Beyond movie? No, they are not. But I think they're trying to. This comes to us. This comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. And this is what they had to say. They said, before the formation of DC Studios, Warner Brothers was plotting a live-action Batman Beyond movie. Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. What? Okay, so obviously now this gets my head spinning. Like, Batgirl is probably going to lead into this, right? Because it says because it even says here, it says they were plotting a live-action Batman Beyond movie. The idea was for Michael Keaton's Dark Knight to pass the mantle to Terry McGinnis, giving the DCEU a new, younger Caped Crusader, while allowing the studio to move on from Ben Affleck. With the Batman and Robin led, the Brave and the Bold on the way, Batman Beyond was scrapped. Okay, so there's already like right there so much to process. We could have had a Michael Keaton Batman, like that is a fan like dream that I've seen online for so long. That would have been awesome. So I'm a little bit disappointed that this got squandered, like that this did not end up happening. But anyways, we'll go on with the rest of this article because it doesn't stop there, guys.
It does not. The concept art's where it gets interesting.
So it goes on to say, now though, we've learned that writer and director Patrick Harpin, who did My Dad, the Bounty Hunter, never seen it, can't talk about it. I've not seen My Dad, the Bounty Hunter, no. And production designer and producer, Yuki Demers, apologize if that's incorrect, but I've seen this one. He did Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. They pitched an animated Batman Beyond movie to Warner Brothers last year. 5 months ago, Patrick Harpin walked into the Warner Brothers and pitched a Batman Beyond animated feature. Demers revealed on X. I don't know if Demers is going to have a job after this, to be honest with you. Anyways, it goes on to say, before we pitched, they warned us there is absolutely no way we can do a Beyond movie, but they loved our enthusiasm. We pitched the outline for the entire film, and what started off as a never turned into a maybe. It doesn't sound like DC Studios or James Gunn were involved in this meeting, as he later added. In the time since, we've been pitching our way up to the company, hoping to get to James Gunn. They just revealed all their cards right there, by the way. That is the entire reason that this is out here right now. They are hoping to get James Gunn's attention, because who's always on social media? James Gunn. So, but James Gunn's attention. For now, here's a taste of what we've been cooking. That comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. And if you guys don't know what they're cooking, here is what they are cooking, because they gave us some concept art photos for this thing. So this is I guess this is like the title sequence. It says Beyond. Gorgeous. Like that's all I can really say about that. Is it looks colorful. I love the color grading. I love the way it looks. It kind of has like a Batman animated series, but there was also a Batman Beyond series that this also feels like it's bringing the presence of. We got an image here too, a little bit of the action. I'm not quite sure. I've heard that this villain is called Ink or something like that. Inkling, I can't remember. Apparently they're in the Batman Beyond series. I don't remember that series well enough to remember this villain, but here's a little taste of the action, which, I mean, to be fair, it looks very Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like it looks Mutant Mayhem as well. So they're definitely going for that style. They were definitely going to emulate that kind of art style. And we also got this shot here of Terry McGinnis walking down the alleyway, which
that's so cool.
I love this shot, dude. This looks like the Batman to me, like a futuristic the Batman shot right here. I love it. I love it so much. So dude, so much to unpack with this. First of all, let's get us back on screen here. First of all, are you a fan of Batman Beyond? What's your history with Batman Beyond? Because I watched the animated series a little bit as a kid. My main history with Batman Beyond is nice. That's awesome, dude.
The complete series.
My main history is the Batman Beyond movie, Return of the Joker.
Yep.
Does that come on that, or is that separate? That's probably separate, huh?
Let's find out.
But no, I loved that animated movie, and so Batman Beyond is definitely something I'm familiar with. But I think first of all, they were going to do this live action. That is crazy. It kind of gives us a little bit more of a hint of where they were going with Batgirl, what that was supposed to lead to, which kind of makes me a little bit more lament that we haven't seen Batgirl. It kind of disappoints me a little bit more. Obviously, though, these plans got scrapped when James Gunn and Peter Safran took over DC Studios. But I mean, it says it right there in the article. They're not hiding it. We talked about this before the show started too. This is like another Deadpool situation. Only the difference is that Deadpool never admitted who leaked that footage, but they leaked the Deadpool test footage to get the fans excited, to get the studio to hear the fans' excitement, to get them to greenlight this thing. That is exactly what they're doing here. They are posting these concept arts online. They are getting the chatter. We're chattering. They're getting it. The fans are talking. The studio's hearing it. What do you think of this, man? Do you think that this is going to get us a Batman Beyond movie?
Okay, so it's so much to unpackage here. So first things first. I grew up with more of the Batman the Animated Series just because I saw a lot more reruns. Batman Beyond was more of a late surge for me, like honestly, like third or fourth grade for me.
It was only 2 seasons, right? It didn't last long.
I say it wasn't short. I forget how many seasons it is. I haven't watched that in like a good minute. I just own it. But okay, let me start with the live action stuff first. That Batgirl movie, it was a tax write-off, right? Like that was the reason it was a tax write-off.
It's gone.
So with that in mind, everything in that movie doesn't matter with James Gunn. So that stuff is almost a dream. So it's kind of like I wish, because it seems like Michael Keaton was going to train Batgirl, and now we have Batman Beyond, but that's not going to happen. So all I can say to that is it hurts my heart. It's always cool to see that in a live action format. It would have been interesting to see what would they have done with that, because it said Michael Keaton was going to train him, not Ben Affleck. So
yeah, the plan was Michael Keaton.
So we would have had like 4 Batmans in a time frame with him, Affleck. I mean, Keaton. It would have been crazy. So to put the live action to bed, there's not much we can say except, damn, that would have been cool.
This close.
Now, this concept art, you hit it on the head. They said it in the article. We released it so James Gunn can see it. Well, I bet you James Gunn knew about it. But now the people who released it said, hey, everybody in the entire world, Zach and Jacob, can you guys talk about it? Can you guys retweet? Can you guys share, comment? Can we get a surge going? And then James Gunn's going to be the bad guy and be like, no, we're not doing it. And so it's kind of like, why release it? But I think you're nailing it. The Deadpool, that's exactly what happened. They released the test footage, and then 3 years later we got Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, So for this, I mean, it looks so cool. It looks like Spider-Verse.
It does, yeah.
It looks like Spider-Verse. I have no issues with it. The colors, like, look at that. Like, I love it. The rain, like, it definitely has got that the Batman tone with the rain. Oh man, I don't want to get excited because like they already said, nope, it's not happening. Now it's a maybe, but I mean, didn't James Gunn just say no to Joe Manganiello, whatever? So like James Gunn's gonna be like, we have a plan, we're doing this. Yeah. So I don't want to get excited.
Here's the thing that kind of saves this though. This doesn't have to be DCEU. Because you just said his name. What was his name again?
Joe Manganiello.
Right. Him. He was Deathstroke in the DCEU, right?
He was.
So if he wants to continue in the DCU, I mean, James Gunn's kind of already picking and choosing what comes, what goes. But obviously, this is something that he doesn't want to come. He wants it to go. This has the advantage of not only just being like animated, but he has also set up DC Elseworlds, and this being animated, this doesn't have to connect to the DCU. This can be its own thing. This can be an Elseworlds animated adventure. And one of the things about James Gunn specifically, this going to him, is James Gunn is not really like other studio execs, because he's a full-on nerd. He's a full-on filmmaker of himself. He recognizes artists as an artist himself. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna give these guys the time of day. I honestly do. I don't know if the movie's necessarily going to be made, but as the article is saying, they're hoping to get it to James Gunn. Obviously, they were sitting there one day looking at James Gunn responding to all these fans and being like, "We're bigger than fans. We can get James Gunn's attention on social media." And they threw these things. No, I don't know what that does for them working at Warner Brothers. I don't know how Warner Brothers, because one of the things with them is no one ever revealed who Ryan Reynolds was. It the director? Was it the producer? No one ever revealed, for the sake of their jobs, who leaked that footage. But one of those guys did, and they know it. We know exactly who leaked this because his Twitter handle is attached to it. So I don't know what that does for his career with Warner Brothers necessarily, but what I do know is that I guarantee you they've got James Gunn's attention. Do you think James Gunn is going to give this the time of day?
You make a really good point about the whole James Gunn. He's one of us. He's not Bob Iger. He's not like that. He's gonna see this retweet and he's gonna go on there. He's gonna be like, that's really cool. Maybe.
And sorry to interject, but one more thing. If you saw his GQ interview from like last year, he named his favorite comic book movie of all time, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He said that's his favorite of all time.
Again, I don't want to get my hopes up because these images, it's concept art and it looks freaking cool. So like, I don't like, this could be a really cool idea. And man, if James Gunn, if you're listening out there, if you're one of us, we want to see it, man. We want to see a Batman Beyond Spider-Verse looking kind of movie. Do exactly what Spider-Verse is doing. They were releasing your Spider-Man movies, but you're also getting Spider-Verse. Maybe do something like that. I mean, even if it gets like an HBO Max kind of release, I would still be okay with it, honestly, because it seems like James Gunn's going to definitely use TV and movies. So let this do its thing. Let the creators create. And you know what? I'm all for it because, man, those images, I mean, the one with him in the rain, like that's something I would want to hang up in my room. Like that's a cool thing.
They're gorgeous. I can't get
Look at the coloring, like the coloring, the shadowing, and also, does he have one arm or one hand? Because he's got like something else in his hand.
He's got like a batarang or something in his hand.
Oh, he's got two hands. Cool. Yeah, but no, look at that. What what is that evil face on the right? Like, what is that? I want to know.
Yeah, let's go into a buy or sell real quick. So thumbs up if you buy it, thumbs down if you don't think it's gonna happen. You sell it. By 2027, 2028, are we seeing this movie in theaters? I think it could happen. I think James Gunn will give these guys a time of day. If the Warner Brothers, you have to remember too, this was last year when they pitched this. So this was James Gunn wasn't there. Even David the new regime wasn't even there if they pitched it last year. So David Zaslav wasn't there. All these new guys weren't there. Now they are. And if the other Warner Brothers was like, no, and then heard the pitch and were like, maybe. I think this is going to thrill James Gunn.
I'm glad you're more confident than I am. The only reason I see that is because isn't his like phase 1, chapter 1, whatever he called it for DC, doesn't it go up to 2026? Like I remember when he was saying the dates in the movies, doesn't it go all the way up to 2026?
Yes, but I don't believe this will be a part of it.
No, I agree with that, but like I feel like all the focus, I feel like James Gunn wants to focus on DC. So I think he wants audiences to focus on this. He wants to focus on the next Superman. He wants the focus to be on the Andy Muschietti new Batman. Like he wants this focus. He's already got Matt Reeves as Batman. So adding this might cause a little bit of like so he might want to push it off. I'm not saying it won't happen, but 2027 might be a little close. Like it might be a 2030. Like if you think about it though, like
by the time they would get this into production, they'd get all the artists, they'd have to work on the animation. They would probably have a couple of the DCU movies out at that, like, because we know that Superman's coming next year. Yes. I don't think this would be coming next year, but we have Superman coming next year. I think they could get their universe established, and also because this wouldn't be a part of the DCU, James Gunn can just be like, "All right, we greenlight this. You guys go work on it." He can check in periodically, but his main focus can still be on the DCU and getting that stuff going. And I honestly don't think there would be audience confusion because it's animated. So if you had the live action movies going on, and then all of a sudden you saw a trailer for an animated Batman Beyond, I don't think audiences would immediately connect it to the DCU. So.
It depends. I think this movie, I think this movie getting made has a better chance now that they release this concept art. Now that everyone has
That
seen
I agree
it.
with, yeah.
Now that everyone has seen it, and they're like, "Whoa, this is really cool." James Gunn, what about this? So let's see how he responds. He's gonna respond somehow. He always does. He literally tweets it out. He's like, "Hey, this is really cool," or he does something like that. So I want to see how he responds to it.
Yeah.
And then I'll feel more comfortable. But this very moment, I don't think we're going to see it anytime soon. I hope I'm freaking wrong and it comes out in 2026 or 5, but it's not. But this is some cool stuff. All I can say is, James Gunn, give it the light of day. Give it a chance.
Well, thank you very much for checking out this clip from our live show that we do every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time called Zach Milne Talks Live. If you like talking movies, if you like talking movie news, why don't you consider hitting that subscribe button before you leave? We do that on this channel all the time. But if you still need some time before you fully commit, you can check out the full video this clip is from right here, and you can check out another video over here. The subscribe button's right here.